The Maiden from Chicago, Illinois, 180 pounds, a former track star in the United States, believe it or not. A 10-minute time limit.
You're going to see women's wrestling at its best in this match, Ed Carl, as this Iron Maiden is going to show you just how it's supposed to be done. And she may give you even a lesson in makeup.
The Iron Maiden may give me a lesson in makeup. I think the Iron Maiden needs a lesson in makeup. Come to think of it, forget it. That wouldn't help either.
What? You got this so-called Polish princess in there against her.
I was going to say, maybe the Maiden needs a lesson in wrestling. The princess doing a pretty good job here.
Not for long, though.
Now, this Polish princess is a big girl. I'm sorry, this Iron Maiden is a very big girl.
Very big, very powerful, and very mean. Just how I like my women, Ed Carl.
I mean, I know that, you know, I don't have a whole lot of respect for the Iron Maiden, if I can put it that way, but I bet you even she's smart enough to stay away from you.
You would be surprised, Ed Carl. You would be surprised.
I mean, let's face it, she's, well, maybe not. Now that I think about it, she's managed by Neil Drummond, so anything I suppose is possible. Anybody would select Neil Drummond for a manager.
See her coming in with those underhand chops, breaking up that armbar by Denuda.
Wow, look at these. She can be awfully vicious, this girl, the Maiden.
You have to admit one thing, Ed Carl, for her size, she does move rather quickly. She's a very agile wrestler.
Yeah, she is that. I've got to give that to her. She's a big girl, 180 pounds, as I said, 5'8". But she certainly can move in that ring, and I tell you, she is mean. Just plain mean.
She's using those ropes to her advantage now. Oh, nicely done, Iron Maiden.
I don't know what she's up to, but she right back into the ring. I'll say one thing, there's non-stop action when these girls get in the ring.
Oh, they're very intense. All of the lady wrestlers here in the Wild Women of Wrestling.
Look at this, the Maiden with that backbreaker.
Her patent backbreaker, and I mean, she puts power behind that, let me tell you.
That certainly slows down the Polish princess.
Helping her up there, nice and cleanly, if you noticed.
Actually, I didn't notice that one, so I can't say too much. But I was going to say the princess is in her 4th year of professional wrestling. She is from Poland, but she's been 2 years in Canada, and she's made quite a hit with the fans here on All-Star Wrestling.
I don't see why. She doesn't strike me.
Capable wrestler.
I mean, she's not as pretty as Iron Maiden, so I don't think the fans would go for that.
Only Mauro Ranallo would say, well, no, maybe not. Come to think of it, Neil Drummond would probably say that, too.
A little bit of hair pulling there in that snap mare by the Polish princess as referee Dan Garret didn't catch it.
Well, speaking of hair pulling, I wonder if he caught that one.
That was a beautiful snap mare there by the Iron Maiden. Beautifully executed.
What about the hair pulling?
Like I said, a beautifully executed snap mare, Ed Carl.
Oh, these girls, I can tell you, are awfully tough wrestlers. You know, I don't know. I think some of these girls, when they get into the ring, they can be far more vicious than the men.
I'll give you that. They forget that they're women sometimes.
Oh, look at this. Beautiful head scissors. Did you see that move?
Yeah.
Polish princess did an incredible job on the Iron Maiden.
Caught the Iron Maiden sleeping, I think, there a bit.
Boy, no question. Do you think the Iron Maiden ever sleeps? I'm sure that face would keep anybody awake all night long.
No, she does get her beauty sleep, Ed. It's kind of obvious that she does.
She ought to try and get a little more. Now look at Denuda. Denuda really working.
Once again.
Well, and that was a closed fist. There comes another one from the Iron Maiden.
Closed fist means that the fist was closed, and that was an open hand.
That was no open hand. That was a closed fist.
Oh!
Well, there's the suplex move, and in she... Now what you trying to do?
She's going to finish her off.
The cover, but...
Well, if this referee Dan Garret would get his count a little faster, the Iron Maiden would already be your winner.
I'm not sure what happened there, but I think Garret told her to break that hold. I don't know why.
It was a perfectly legal suplex.
Oh. Look at that arm get out there for that clothesline.
Right into the jugular region of this Polish princess.
That's Susie Tanner, you see in the foreground there, the manager of the Polish princess.
Oh, that's what that decrepit creature was.
Now look at this. There is no reason to do that to anybody.
What's she doing?
Wrestling.
She's using the ropes to her advantage. The ring ropes are there for that reason, Ed Carl.
They're there to choke people? Oh, come on, that's not the reason why.
What's
And
Dan
Dan
Garrett's
Garret did
problem?
exactly the right thing. He broke up the match at that point.
She was trying to pick her off the
A
ropes.
lot of credit to Danny Garret
Blatant miscarriage of justice.
for a disqualification against the Iron Maiden, and that certainly is the way it should be as he stopped that match. Rightfully so. We'll get
No
to
way.
You know, I really think that the refereeing is picking up a little bit here because we're not seeing any more of that action. The referees are stopping it when that happens.
I can't understand these referees, Ed Carl. She was just trying to show this girl the ropes, and the next thing you know, she's disqualified. Well, anyways, that's okay. This woman right here, the Iron Maiden, is the UWA Women's Champion. And I'd like to congratulate her for winning this title right here. She's one of the best, one of the best. You know, and there's a lot of conspiracies going on in the UWA to stop these women. Like the great Shalimar. She's going to go far. Shalimar, the rising star, the star of the 80s. She's going to go all the way. The men, they idolize the women. You know, they're jealous of her. It's so obvious, Ed Carl. The UWA, who's treated Neil, Drummond, and myself like a baby treats a diaper, have gone out of their way to put obstacles in our way. But me and Neil, the great thinkers of wrestling, we just ran right over those.
Great
right,
thinkers
Neil?
of wrestling?
Great thinkers, the men with the brains. And you know, Ed Carl, as usual, you're doing a terrible job, and Mauro Ronaldo here has to carry the full load. It brings tears to my eyes, Ed Carl. Neil, you talk to him.
Oh, it could bring tears to his eyes. I don't think he can see those eyes.
Listen, Ed, I don't know who started this, but these people back here are antagonizing John Sayers, Mauro Ronaldo, and myself, claiming that we're on the pill. How silly can that be? You know, second of all, I'd like to introduce Iron Maiden here. She is the new ladies champion. And one thing, there is a ladies elimination match tonight. It's an 8-woman tag team. You know, it can end up 4 women against 1, 4 women against 2, 3 against 1. You never know what's going to happen in this kind of match. But I know the Iron Maiden, with the experience she has, she'll come out on the winner's end of the purse.
That's right, Ed. You watch tonight. I'm going to be number 1, and I'm going to be number 1 in this district for a long time. You know, Ed, I beat Delta Dawn, and she wasn't even here, and I took her belt.
I notice that Delta Dawn hasn't come back, come to think of it, since you've done that.
That's right.
Well, one thing about Delta Dawn, she's now Delta gone. I don't know where the hell she went, but as far as we're concerned, that's fine. She didn't want to associate her likes with the family here any longer, and that's fine if she wants to leave. One other thing, you know,
I'm disappointed she took her snake.
well, I don't care about the snake. One other thing, Vern Siebert and the I-Ton are against the A-Team tonight. And, you know, the A-Team are a very closely unit team, and I do believe they're top contenders.
The good part of all of this is we're running out of time, and I
Vern
can cut
Siebert
off this
has the
interview. We'll be right back with more action on All Star Wrestling right after these words. Don't go away.